Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out the new Superman teaser trailer. Now this one is looking like a really good movie, but real quick, have any of you been watching Creature Commandos? I wanted to know, how do y'all feel about it? But other than that, let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. Firstly, we get a wide shot of a snowy field area, and I'm thinking it's got to be Superman's Fortress of Solitude. But we see that he's getting overpowered by something. We don't really get to see what's beating him up here, but we do see him like crash down into the snowy plains, and right after that we turn to him in his Clark Kent get up, and he's like walking through a crowd and trying to get to work. And then we're back at the scene where he's laying down on the ground and we see him spit out blood. So something really did mess him up here, but we still are not too sure what it could be. Then we get a look at Lois Lane, but Lois Lane is a reporter that works at the Daily Planet, and she's also stops at nothing to find the truth when it comes to the things that go on in Metropolis and stuff like that. And then we see Clark talking to his dad, Jonathan, and I want to go ahead and speculate here. After seeing this scene, I'm thinking that maybe his mom is the one that's going to pass away in this movie instead of his father, but don't really think that would be the case. Then we finally get introduced to Krypto on the big screen, and I'm pretty sure this is definitely his first time in a live action film before, but it looks like James Gunn did not skip at all when it comes to all of the Superman characters. But Krypto is also from Krypton, just like Superman, and just like him as well, he is powered by the sun. And he also has the same abilities that Superman has as well. But James Gunn has said that the dog that's playing Krypto was chosen because he was inspired by his dog Ozu that he adopted at the time when he was writing Superman. But we then see Krypto start to drag Superman back home, and then we get a slow-mo shot of Superman saving a kid from, it looks like it could be like a kaiju, and we see it's kicking some canisters or something like that of the sorts at this kid, and Superman blocks it from her path. And also, real quick, I wanted to say that the score in this trailer, like the theme song for Superman, I think it's pretty good. It's definitely like a remake of the 78 film of the John Williams score that he originally composed back then. But when I heard it the first time, it genuinely almost made me tear up. I don't really know why, because I was not old enough to see the original film, but it brought some emotions out of me. After that, we see Lex Luthor is watching Superman from his big tower in the sky, basically, and as he flies by, he turns around and he's on the phone with somebody, and he doesn't look too happy. But I am pretty excited to see Nicholas Hoult play Lex Luthor. I think he's going to do a pretty good job as him. And right after that, we see Lex Luthor again, and he's like reloading like a auto-loading revolver, it looks like, and he's got like some weird smug face on as well. But next we see a shot of a young boy like raising a banner, and it has Superman's like Kryptonian symbol on it as well, and he's also saying Superman's name as he does it as well. But then we see like the polar opposite of a crowd like kind of angry with Superman, and one of the guys throws a can at the back of his head. And I think that this is one of the major plot points. I think Lex Luthor is going to put the city and these characters that we're about to get introduced here in this trailer to against Superman, to try to make Superman look like he's a evil person, and he's the reason why all of these things are happening at the city at this time. And right in the next scene, we get introduced to Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, and also Mr. Terrific. But now Guy Gardner is a Green Lantern that was selected as a backup to Hal Jordan. And while on a mission with Jordan, he suffered a fatal injury, and that caused him to have a complete personality shift. He became real angry and still devoted to protecting the universe as well, though. But next we have Hawkgirl. She's an ancient warrior who gets reincarnated every time that she dies. She has abilities like flight, superhuman strength, and a healing factor, and also she has extreme durability. But we also see my personal favorite among the new cast of characters, and that is Mr. Terrific. He's one of the smartest people in the world, and he doesn't have any real powers, but he has invented these robotic spheres called T-spheres, and they can do a multitude of things. But in this shot, it looks like Guy Gardner locks them in using his power ring to lock in all of them inside of this bank or whatever this building could be. So yeah, it does look like that maybe Lex Luthor is coordinating all of this to get people to go against Superman. And then we see a very nice like flying scene of Hawkgirl flying around in the sky. And I will say that the scenes of these characters flying around look like some of the best flying scenes that I've seen in a superhero film to date. Then we see a kaiju attacking Superman, but it might be some other type of monster. And right after that, we get a shot of Lois and Clark. Can someone tell me what this big glowing monster thing is in the background? I'm guessing it's another monster that Luthor has brought to beat down Superman, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. And we see another shot of Lois and Superman showing off how great their chemistry is going to be on the screen. I think the performers are probably going to do a very good job to portray that. And then we see the Fortress of Solitude, which I think is pretty cool. It looks very good in this movie. And then we see Superman is mourning the loss of Kelix, which is the caretaker of the Fortress of Solitude, and also one of the last remnants of his family or the people of Krypton. We then see Metamorpho, which is pretty interesting. I'm surprised to see him in this trailer. And his little backstory of him, he was on a mission to locate the Orb of Ra. And when he entered the site of where the orb was located, he was covered in radiation and his body was changed into 4 different elements. But he acquired the ability to change his body into many different elements, and he can also stretch and contort his body as well. And next up, we get another shot of Lex Luthor again, and he's looking a little bit more serious and hurt in this scene. But I'm excited to see Lex in this movie. I know he's going to be pretty cool in this film. But then it looks like we get a few shots of Mr. Terrific again, and we see him this time punching through a wall. And right in the next scene, we see him trying to tackle Superman. And finally, we get to see a little bit of his T-spheres in use, and they're casting a shield over him and some other person. I'm not exactly who they could be, but if you guys know, let me know. And lastly, we see Lois and Superman standing in the window of some skyscraper, and in the background again we can see that monster, that big green eyeball looking thing that's firing off like a laser. I'm not too sure what this is. I'm not exactly too sure what this could be, so if you guys know, please let me know in the comments. But that will be all for this video. If I miss anything, please let me know. I will say that this trailer is looking very promising. I'm ready to see a little bit of dialogue in the movie, because there was none at all in this trailer, but that's alright. Everything else about the trailer looks good. I think Superman himself looks probably like one of the best Supermans that we will have in the past 10 to 15 years. I think he's going to be a lot better than Henry Cavill. But let me know what you guys think, and as always, thanks for watching and have a good one, everybody.